Welcome everyone. In today's video, I will be explaining the Glorious Evolution novel. So without wasting any time, let's start.
Chapter 19, Cover My Back. Boom. Nelvas fell from the sky akin to a meteor amidst the summoned mounts. Arthur and the rest were forced to reflexively shield their heads as they got hurled in different directions from the powerful shockwave. Timber, rocks, dirt, mud, everything was launched at a terrifying speed after them, bombarding them mid-flight. Despite the sudden assault and pain, Arthur instinctively twisted in midair, causing Levi to take the hit on his back, but it spared him from crashing into the solid trunk of an oak tree. Thud. Arthur flexed his muscles to the best of his ability, but the force was strong enough that it still knocked the air out of his chest. As he fell to the ground, his bloodshot eyes protruded from their sockets, while his mouth was wide open. Saliva coming out uncontrollably, but no air was coming in, just sharp exhales as he held onto his stomach tightly. Arthur! As Levi heard his brother's dry gasps, he completely forgot the scorching pain on his back after the bombardment. He placed his hand on his brother's chest and started telling him to breathe slowly while massaging it, knowing that it wouldn't help much. Meanwhile, Shia, Jamal, and Sergio had it better than them, as the moment they were hit by the shockwave, each one used their defensive innate abilities to protect themselves. Shia surrounded herself with crystallized blood armor, Jamal utilized a skin-tight spiritual barrier, and lastly, Sergio's fatty skin hardened into rocks. They immediately recovered and entered a protective formation, putting Arthur and Levi in its center. When Shia saw what happened to them, her expression turned bloodthirsty. "Boys, are you all right?" Arthur made an okay gesture with his hand while taking deep breaths, appearing like he was about to die at any second. "Don't mind us and focus on him. He must be a Tier 3 Nightcrawler," Levi warned solemnly as he gazed at the terrifying spiritual gray aura in front of him. He had learned long ago that the intensity of spiritual auras defined the tier or rank of a Nightcrawler or any of the Walkers. He used a simple technique to figure out a Nightcrawler's tier. If it was weak in fable, it must be a Tier 1 Nightcrawler. If it was intense but contained in the figure, it must be a Tier 3 Nightcrawler. If it was in between, neither strong nor weak, it belonged to a Tier 2 Nightcrawler. As for the rest of the high-tiered Nightcrawlers, he had only seen upper-rank Daywalker spiritual auras, and it was always wild or contained to perfection. When Shia and the rest heard that they might be dealing with a Tier 3 Nightcrawler, their shoulders tensed up while eyeing the cloud of dust in front. Nelvas's wavy shadow reflected behind the dusty cloud. He lifted his hand slowly, and then, with a single clap, the dusty cloud was cleared out, exposing an unsightly scene. Not a single twitch was spotted. They were utterly decimated inside a massive crater created by Nelvas. "Sadly, you little children ain't going anywhere," Nelvas said casually while stretching his shoulder. "Mira." Shia engored him. Her crimson red eyes were affixed on the brutal state of her dearest mount. She didn't need to hear her heartbeats to know that Mira was gone. The moment she died, the contractual link between them was cut off, causing the inked tattoo on her back to erase itself. This happened to Sergio and Jamal as well, leaving their expression to turn gloomy. "Sergio, Jamal, keep the brothers safe and buy me some time," Shia uttered coldly while walking towards Nelvas, holding her crescent-bladed glaive in both hands. Seeing her current state, Sergio and Jamal knew that she was about to go all out. While they didn't know if it would be enough to deal with such a terrifying Tier 3 Nightcrawler, they could only put their trust in her and fulfill their part. "Jamal, cover my back." Sergio extended his arm to the side, summoning a petrified cracked stone mace with a gleaming green light. The moment he tightened his grip on it, his skin started turning into rock as well, like he was touched by the curse of Medusa. The transformation didn't stop until his entire body was armored from top to bottom with a rocky skin, leaving only his eyes. Though he looked like a statue carved from stone, his movement was smooth as he swung his mace and rested it on his shoulder. Then, without an ounce of hesitation, Sergio charged towards the spider's army on his own, desiring to intercept them before they could get close and pincer his party. "Sergio." Levi murmured as he watched Sergio's minuscule aura rushing towards an ocean of damnation. Although he was giving him shit from the moment they met, Levi never took it to heart, as he could tell that Sergio was simply a distrustful person. Whether he was blind or not had nothing to do with his behavior, since his brother had been taking the same shit from him.
Chapter 20, Mantra Blood Arts, Blood Frenzy. The instant the last word left her mouth, Shia appeared right next to Nelvas's left thigh, hunching akin to a blood demon. Then she sliced the femoral artery, which was the main artery of the thigh. This time, neither Nelvas reacted in time, nor did his tough skin survive the slash. Splash. Blood sprayed akin to water coming out of a hose, and Shia didn't waste a single drop of it as she swiftly placed herself in its direction, drinking it with a look of pure euphoria. Smack! "You little demon!" Nelvas kicked Shia away with a look of great disturbance and tightened his muscles, sealing the wound shut in an instant. "Your blood tastes horrid," Shia commentated while wiping her mouth, "but it will do the trick." Not giving him any time to react, Shia pounced in his direction, akin to a panther, always keeping her body and head low. When Nelvas saw that she was aiming for his left thigh this time, he swiftly lifted his knee to block the attack. but Shia switched her target at the last second, twisting her body in midair to strike his right waist, leaving behind a deep trench. This time, she didn't stop her assault at all, as the moment Nelvas placed his hand on the wound, she swung from below at the back of his elbow, cutting off another major artery. Splash. You. Nelvas got pissed and tried to predict her next movement by preemptively striking where she would land. Alas, Shia was like a serpentine, boneless and beyond flexible. His punch went past her face, missing her completely. When he tried to pull it back, Shia placed the sharp blade on its path, making him gush the bottom of his entire right arm. Then she opened her mouth below like a crazed freak, gulping down the blood nonstop. With each gulp, her crimson eyes blazed like she was recharging herself in the process. What the fuck is this creep? Nelvas immediately tried to distance himself from Shia to heal his wounds and get a sense of what he was dealing with, but Shia refused to let him go. Who told you I am done? She chased after him with blood spilling from her lips and eyes gleaming red in the darkness, creating a harrowing scene for Arthur and the others. Ultimate innate ability. Blood frenzy. This is the second time I saw her use it. Jamal gulped a mouthful in dread, recalling some old memories. Will she be okay? Arthur asked nervously. Okay, you should worry about the other. She won't stop until he either dies or she exhausts Bleeder's blood pool. Jamal refocused on helping Sergio with his arrows, fully trusting that Shia wouldn't lose against Nelvas, even if he was a Tier 3 Nightcrawler. He wasn't confident for no reason. He knew that Tier 3 Nightcrawlers could range from insanely powerful to meh, all due to their evolutionary paths differing greatly from one to another. In other words, just because a Nightcrawler was higher tiered, it didn't automatically give him a win. The same applied to Daywalkers. In the case of Shia, while she might be still a junior Daywalker, her true strength could rival that of a Pathfinder Daywalker, which was the next breakthrough, all due to her choosing remarkable evolution for her first breakthrough. Right now, she was teaching a grave lesson to Nelvas for daring to target her, as she made sure to not leave him even a moment of breather. The moment he tried to defend a spot, she sliced another. Her speed, flexibility, and reaction speed were simply too much for him. After a few moments of her demonic bombardment, Nelvas was left completely bloodied, spilling everywhere and tainting his fur red. Now, he truly looked like a devil. He is bleeding, but all of my cuts are external. Shia narrowed her eyes coldly. I have yet to strike his vitals. Just leave him be. He should bleed to death. Before Bleeder could finish his sentence, Nelvas cracked his neck with an indifferent expression. I guess it's my fault for taking you lightly. I should have known Queen Drawebra wouldn't place a kill hit on a nobody. Nelvas lifted his head until his bone-chilling gaze landed on Shia. But fun times are over. Immediately after, Nelvas's muscles started to inflate, while his flesh wounds were healing at a noticeable speed simultaneously. In less than a few seconds, his body was almost double the size with muscles so overpumped they threatened to blow the veins on their own. Nelvas breathed ruggedly, his nostrils letting out heated steam, seemingly having difficulty maintaining this form. Shit, the fucker's an enhancement-type Nightcrawler, Bleeder shouted. Make a run for it, Shia. Bleeder could tell that Nelvas was already a strong entity after he suffered from so many attacks from Shia and still hadn't fallen. Now that he knew Nelvas specialized in enhancement, he realized Shia stood no chance against him in his current empowered state. Shia heard her partner, but she didn't.
And with this video ends. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please subscribe to our channel. Goodbye everyone for today.